and the United Nations. The one and only Angelina Jolie. Throughout the years, Jolie has proven herself to be a serious actress, a caring, goodwill ambassador, and a loving mother. However, she has had a variety of reputations. Probably the three most popular ones are she's a charity worker. A lot of people know her as that. Some judge her for her past, back when she was obsessed with knives and, blood and stuff like that. They remember her for that. Or some of them remember her for being an actress, just simply a serious actress. Though she is known mostly for her full lips and sex appeal, people fail to see her true colors. Most of her fans and her enemies believe only what they see on Entertainment Tonight or what they read in People magazine. But if one really listens or reads about her past as an actress and a normal human being, actually a painful and awkward past is revealed about her. In these next few minutes, I will cover her adolescence, acting gigs, charity work, and current news. Coming from a family of actors, one would think that Jolie had a very privileged life. It wasn't quite like that. Angelina Jolie Voight was born June 4th, 1975, to Oscar-winning actor Jon Voight, who is known for his role in Midnight Cowboy, and he is also known, maybe to people in our generation, for his role as Mr. Sir in the Disney movie Holes. Her mother was aspiring actress Marceline Bertrand. She had been in a couple of movies that were not very well known, but once Jolie was born, she put aside her acting career to care for her and her older brother James Haven. At age 11, Jolie tried to model, but surprisingly she was turned down for her awkward appearances. At that time, she did have her big full lips and big eyes, but that's not what modeling agents were looking for, and they said, sorry, you can't model, you're not pretty enough, pretty much. So instead, she studied at the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute, which her mother also studied at, and she took film studies at New York University. Finally, at age 16, her looks improved, and she began to model, but she quit about 2 years later to pursue acting. She began to act professionally in the mid-90s. In the 80s, though, her brother was a student at USC, and he directed some student films. There was one called Looking to Get Out, and she played the main character in that one. But that was only at local film festivals, so nobody really knew about that. She snagged roles in various movies in the mid-90s, such as True Women, George Wallace, and The Bone Collector. But her big break came in 1999 when she got the supporting role of Lisa in the movie Girl Interrupted. The movie starred Winona Ryder, but critics recognized Jolie's performance, and in 1999 she won an Oscar for her supporting role in Girl Interrupted. After 2 failed marriages, including the infamous one to Billy Bob Thornton, she began to see what the world was really like and wanted to help. In 2002, while she was filming for the ever-popular movie Lara Croft Tomb Raider, she went to Cambodia and visited a refugee camp. And while she was there, she met a baby boy who caught her eye, and his name was Maddox. At that time, she was still married to Billy Bob, and they adopted the baby together. However, I think in 2001 is when they got divorced. And to this day, they don't really speak. You don't really hear about them talk about each other to anybody. But in 2004, she began the filming for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And at that time, she was filming a movie with Brad Pitt. And at that time, Brad Pitt was married to Jennifer Aniston. But during that time, people suspected that they were having an affair. Jolie once quoted, she said, "I would never have an affair, especially to a married man. My father cheated when I was young, and I would be a hypocrite if I did that." But in early 2005, Brad separated from Jennifer Aniston, and he and Jolie were seen in public together a lot. In 2005, Jolie adopted a baby girl from Ethiopia and named her Sahara. And about 2 weeks later, she made headlines again when she made Brad the legal father of Maddox and Sahara. So now Maddox and Sahara are known as Maddox and Sahara Jolie Pitt. At age 31, Jolie still makes the press have a field day. She gave birth in May 2006 to Shiloh Novell, who is the baby that she had with Brad Pitt, who is now known as her boyfriend. Sadly, though, in January 2007, Jolie's mother, Marceline, lost her battle with cancer. She was 56 years old. And according to People magazine, this loss was very hard for Angelina because her mother was one of the only people that really supported her in her career. And because of her estranged relationship with her father, it was very, very sad for her to lose her mother. So in a way, she feels like she has no parents now because she and her father do not speak Though she is still grieving for her mother, Jolie made headlines about 2 weeks ago again when she adopted Pox, a little boy from Vietnam, and she adopted him, of course, with Brad Pitt. In conclusion, Angelina Jolie has indeed pursued many of her dreams, from an Oscar to a soccer team of adopted kids. It goes to show that who a person is today is not who they will be 10 years down the road. Angelina once was a very dark and mysterious person who was obsessed with knives, but that's not really who she is today. So she's not who she was 10 years ago and will certainly continue to grow throughout the years.
Thank you.